I would say that the biggest thing that either makes or breaks how someone uses our system, and quite frankly, any other system that's out there, because there's a lot of home valuation systems out there, and they all work, but you still have to work them. But I can speak to ours, which is guaranteed sale on free house values. But I will tell you that the biggest difference that determines the success someone has or doesn't have is the implementation. A lot of agents, they go out and they buy everything, and I used to be one of these. There's no question about it. I bought every system out there. I mean, my very first system I ever bought was Quantum Leap system back in 1999. And strangely enough, I picked up the IVR idea out of that, and so rolled forward with it. And still today, I use an IVR system. It's a different system than Quantum Leap, but I got the idea from that. So, but with that said, you've got to implement this stuff. There's not, you can't just pay money per month and all of a sudden just have everything fall in your lap. And I will tell you that there are agents that get no leads out of our system because they don't do anything with it. They just sign up and pay a monthly fee and just hope. But that's not going to work. So you just want to save your money with any system because if you don't actually invest in it to drive traffic to it, and then what happens after you get the lead is the real clincher. I mean, we got people that get 20 leads a month and can't convert. Well, to be honest with you, and I learned this from my dad a long time ago. Advertisement's job, any marketing's job, is to simply to get somebody to either call the phone or the door to open, the opportunity door to open. Once it's done that, once somebody walks through your door or gives you their information or you have some opportunity, marketing's job is done. Then it's your job as the agent. It's your follow-up system. It's, what are you sending them? What are you doing to communicate with them? Are you staying in touch with them? Do you have skills when you get them on the phone? Are you chasing people off? If you're getting 10, 15 sellers on the phone and you're not getting an appointment, then you need to really look in the mirror and start looking at yourself and look at your system and looking at your scripts and dialogues. Or, you might want to start looking at yourself on that because basically, these seller valuation systems, we're on the forefront of it. Soon, I would say within 2 years, it's going to get, everybody's going to have it. And the other thing is, it's going to be very expensive to run. Right now, you can pick up seller leads for a buck, buck and a half, $2.50 each, depending on how aggressive you are and what market you're in. Whereas, buyer leads are cost $15 to $30 now to get a lead from a buyer, and we all know that that's the lowest conversion lead there is. But agents still pump that money in there. I mean, buyer leads is the crack cocaine of our industry. When you got seller leads sitting over here that you can get with any system, and I can name half a dozen other wonderful valuation systems that are out there. Many of them friends that I have, that I know, that are running them, and they do a great job. But they're only going to be as good as the agent that actually uses them and what you do with it after the lead comes in. So, and then what you do with it to drive traffic to it. So I would say the biggest difference between somebody successful with these systems and somebody is not, and not to pass the buck, but honestly, our system is a marketing system designed to simply give opportunities. And if you don't fuel that with traffic, and then if you don't capture that with a database, that you're building a database for long term for converting sellers and buyers and sphere of influence, no offense, but that's your fault. That's not our fault. And that's not any system's fault. So it doesn't matter what system you're using. I mean, if you're getting hundreds and hundreds of leads through Zillow or Trulia or Realtor.com or whatever, and you're not converting them, it's not that system's fault. I mean, you might want to go back and watch Glengarry and Ross. It's not the leads. So, because if you get enough leads, especially seller leads are by far the best leads out there, contrary to what many coaches will tell you, because they can become buyers, they can become sphere of influence, and they can become a lot of other things. But you need to look at them not on the short-term conversion, but over the long-term relationship. So I think that's the key.